Well, I came into this neighborhood actually because I had met a group of artists who were working out of Heartside Ministry at 54 South Division, and I became attracted to the artwork that they were doing and to the individuals who were creating that artwork. So I sort of fell in love with the spirit of that group of artists and the fact that they were so open to collaborating. And I had already met a number of other artists that I was working with in Grand Rapids, and so together we kind of mixed those two groups together and started putting on events in some of the empty storefronts, usually one-night events when a lot of just us would show up. Just the artists would bring their work. We'd invite a lot of people, but it was usually us hanging out. I've never been afraid to be down here. Never once have I felt any fear. There's other things, you know. I mean, I fear, you know, I'd fear probably being confronted about how I dressed if I went in a particular restaurant, but I got to know the individuals who were living and working down here, and I felt that there was, you know, I thought that the name Heartside was very appropriate because I felt that I was welcome. For 10 years, you know, I mean, it was a long shot, a really long shot to be successful. But when we started here, there was never any thought that it was going to be a failure, you know. And even if there was a day when I thought that, it was like it lasted so shortly, you know, that this wouldn't happen and wouldn't continue to happen. So maybe, you know, 4 or 5 years into being here, maybe less than that, maybe 3 to 4 years into being here, I started having a conversation with Denny Sturtevant at Dwelling Place about, I noticed that a lot of younger artists were leaving the community. They were going to other places, bigger cities to you know, sort of get their recognition and to make a living at what they did. So we started talking about you know, possibilities of an art community being down here. And I think the Dwelling Place did it right, and they kept us in mind and talked to us and talked to Carmel and I and used us in kind of to bounce ideas off, and they started to put out a request for artists to give them some ideas. You know, if you were going to live down here or you were going to work down here, what do you need? What would you want? What could you afford? What are the amenities you'd have to have? I'm Rob Roberts, and I'm partner and owner of Sanctuary Folk Art at 148 South Division. I own the gallery with my wife, Carmel Loftus.